When I asked for an update on Five Nights at Freddy's, this is not what I meant. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. Excuse the setup. I was in the middle of putting my final touches on my latest Halloween review, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I'll try to have that video out as soon as possible for you guys, but I was just in that Halloween spirit, getting all pumped up with this horror movie news. Like, we just got the first bit of promo for Scream 5. Even if it was a tie-in with Airbnb, that was still pretty awesome. And then October 1st is right around the corner. We're gonna get the Blumhouse event where they're gonna be telling us about all their upcoming horror movies, and a lot of us were hoping we'd hear about Five Nights at Freddy's that day. We heard about it today, and it's not looking great, guys. So I'm gonna need you Five Nights at Freddy's fans to give me your opinions with everything we discussed here today, because man, things are looking really messy for the FNAF world. Why do you think everything is taking so long? What is with the delay? Is this movie even real? Or are we just being trolled for the past, what, 6 years since this movie was announced? Alright, so yes, like I was saying, everybody thought that October 1st we would be getting our first bit of information about Five Nights at Freddy's, because it has been a while since we've heard about the project and everything has just been dead silent. Well, today, Collider went ahead and did an interview with good old Jason Blum, the head of Blumhouse Studios, and he's confirmed some really bad news for us. In the Collider article, they go ahead and say here, during an interview with Collider for Amazon Prime's Video's upcoming Welcome to Blumhouse film series, Blum revealed that Chris Columbus is no longer involved with the film, quoting them by saying, "Chris Columbus is no longer attached. He confirmed in no uncertain terms. The Harry Potter and Home Alone filmmaker was first reported to write and direct back in February of 2018, about a year after Blumhouse landed the rights." And oh my goodness, this movie's in a lot more trouble than I thought. You guys were commenting the other day when I was talking about Five Nights at Freddy's and hoping for some sort of update, where I was saying I don't think there's any way that they filmed this Five Nights at Freddy's movie in secret, and all of y'all were hitting me with, "Oh Chris, but they make so many of the games in secret and we never know anything until it's released." Not the case here, buddy. A lot of us were hoping that they somehow secretly filmed this movie without a bunch of us knowing, but now we know they don't even have a director, so there's not really a film to be made right now. Jason Blum did go ahead and say this, though, about a new director coming on. When asked about who the replacement would be, he said Blum declined to confirm whether or not they have a new filmmaker attached, replying with a coy, "That is classified information." They don't got nobody. I was actually really looking forward to what Chris Columbus was going to do with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, because I thought he had a great insight on some children's properties like Harry Potter and the Home Alone series, and could maybe use some of that to his advantage when making the horror film that you think is going to be kid-friendly, but flipping it on its head and going full horror with it. And them even mentioning that there was no reason given for why Chris Columbus left the project, I think it's pretty clear. After all these years of just sitting around and waiting to be called up to make this movie, the guy probably had other things to do and was like, I just can't keep waiting for you guys to make this movie when it's not happening. Luckily, Jason Blum did have more to say about the upcoming movie, but I gotta be honest, feels like he's throwing some shade here. When asked about why it's taking so long to get this movie done, he says, "It's really tough to crack. We've written multiple scripts and we've gotten to where we're threading a needle which is doing justice to Five Nights at Freddy's and making Scott happy. The only way that we would go about it is giving Scott, I don't want to do something that Scott doesn't like. Let me say that a different way. I don't have the right to do anything Scott doesn't like." Basically, Scott has kind of the equivalent of Final Cut, and it's taken longer than I hoped to get the story right. Look, I don't want to start any drama right there, but it feels like Jason Blum is even frustrated himself that they have not made this damn movie, and you know what? I don't blame him. Because all respect and love to Scott, of course, but it sounds here like they don't even have a movie script anymore, which I'm like, what happened? For you guys who've been keeping up with the Five Nights at Freddy's news, it was reported back in November of 2020 by Scott himself that they finally got a script and a story that they all agreed upon, which has been the biggest thing delaying the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, because don't forget, this film was originally supposed to come out with Warner Brothers, but Scott and Warner Brothers could not figure out a script that they liked together, so they parted ways. Warner Brothers went ahead and made the Banana Splits movie, Scott obviously dodging a bullet there, and then moving to Universal and Blumhouse, where I'm sure they said, I don't care, put it in the script, you have full authority, just make the movie and give us that Five Nights money. So when Scott went ahead and took to Reddit to tell us the 9 different movies they had in mind to make and why they didn't work out, I made a whole separate video on those canceled 9 movies, he ended with saying that they agreed on a story called the Mike script that he described as all the right characters, all the right motivations, all the right stakes. It's fun, it's scary, it has a great central story. A script they were so happy with that they would finally start production on the movie spring of 2021. It's fall of 2021 and they have not filmed this movie and have even lost their director. So this should be really concerning that we're hearing right now in fall of 2021 that Jason Blum himself is saying they just don't have the right story down. What happened to this Mike story? Scott himself said he liked it, and now out of nowhere, he changed his mind, so it's back to the drawing board? And again, you know me, I don't like drama. I don't like causing problems, but boy, I really feel for Jason Blum at this point, because it feels like he just wants to make the movie, and Scott just keeps second-guessing himself at every turn. I can't blame the man. Five Nights at Freddy's is his baby, and he wants this movie to be as perfect as possible, but I think it's getting to the point, by the time you make this movie, I don't know if my grandkids are gonna know who Five Nights at Freddy's is. I also wonder how this affects the whole Scott leaving Five Nights at Freddy's, because he's retired from it and is said to be picking a new owner to take over the franchise and be the head of it. It's not really clear whether Scott retiring from FNAF has anything to do with the movie, but maybe somehow Scott leaving and this new person coming in is why they've changed the script. I really have no clue. Luckily, Jason Blum did leave us on sort of a silver lining note here with saying, we're a long way from giving up, and I'm confident eventually I will figure it out. Eventually don't sound like this year, or next year, or maybe even the year after that, guys. How could this be happening with Five Nights at Freddy's? This franchise feels like it's really never gonna take off the ground, because him saying, eventually I will figure it out? We were just about to start filming in spring. I think us Five Nights at Freddy's fans right now have to have our fingers crossed that we get some sort of update come to the Blumhouse event October 1st. The only thing I can think of that they would go ahead and update us on is who the new director of this film is going to be. Because Jason Blum did go ahead and play coy and say that's confident information. Maybe it's one of the big announcements and surprises for the event. Hopefully with a new date of when to start filming and get this movie made. But him saying that he feels like he'll eventually figure it out, yeah, maybe the movie will still get made, but it doesn't seem like it's moving fast like we thought it once was. And look, I just want to say, obviously I'm freaking out here like some sort of fanboy. For all we know, Blumhouse has everything covered, all their chickens are in order, and we're just seeing some comments without the full context of what is actually happening behind the scenes. Maybe Chris Columbus went ahead and left the project a long time ago. Whoever the new director is has been hard at work in making sure this movie will get filmed soon, and we'll get that announcement. But with FNAF fans just being kept in the dark, it's hard not to make all these worst case scenarios in our head. So there's hope out there that good stuff is still happening. I'm kind of sad about this right now, guys. This is not the update we wanted, but somewhere out there there's a timeline or a multiverse where we're enjoying the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We just gotta be happy for those fools. I want to know from you guys, how do you feel about this update? Do you think the movie is ever going to get made? Who would you like the new director to be? Don't be forgetting to check back on the channel for my next Halloween review, along with all the other spooky videos I have for the month of October. But as always, my name is Chris. Take care.